Previously on Sharpe Silver. To give himself a fighting chance against this werewolf menace, Richard Sharpe must make a sterling discovery. A passing French convoy gives the chosen men a chance to test their mettle and strike a vein into the enemy's coffers. But will this new argent ammunition be enough to cull a pack of werewolves? Or have the chosen men just offered themselves up on a silver platter? Find out this week in Sharpe's Nightmare.
We should have met up with Gaunt's contact by now. Where the devil is he?
Mr. Sharpe, sir. Movement up ahead.
Get ready to drop the bugger, Hagman, if it isn't who we're looking for. Well, bugger me. Pyecroft.
Well met, Sharpe. It's been a while. I'm told you're in need of my demolition skills. Again.
Aye, there's a wolf in these parts, Pyecroft, and I mean to bury him for good.
You get me in there, Sharpe. I'll bury your wolf.
Excellent. Chosen men with me. Sharpe is a talented and cunning officer. However, there are times when you either need to step out the way or stand beside him. Never, ever, ever get in his way. Harper is a dutiful sergeant, friend and sidekick, always happy to blast holes in the enemies of Major Richard Sharpe. The finest marksman in Wellington's army, Hagman is also an excellent tracker and can easily find the allies and enemies of Sharpe. Though Harris is a smart and learned man, he is also an excellent shot and a savage combatant in melee. Rifleman Peach has struggled to keep up with the chosen men, suffering injury after injury. I'm starting to think that he's only there as the unit's bullet magnet. Highlander Ronald McDonald has quickly become one of Sharpe's most talented fighters. His skills with a blade are matched only by Hagman's marksmanship. Gunther von Gunther has proven his ability to hold his own in combat and has quickly become a very useful member of the unit. Major Pyecroft. He is well known to Sharpe, an expert in explosives and demolition. Perfect for the job at hand, though fate did deal him a cruel hand during one job. But we won't talk about that. Sharpe and his chosen men have located and joined up with Major Pyecroft. Their mission is twofold. Firstly, to gain entry to the Werewolf Brigadier-General Guy Loup's lair, and then once inside, blow it to Kingdom Come. Pyecroft has brought explosives to bring down the lair, and from their engagement with the French convoy, the chosen men have enough silver to coat their blades and use as shot. There are several groups of zombies located on the outskirts of the lair. One group are clustered by the barn, with some dogs present by the left entrance, and a second group of zombies just emerging from the right entrance. Sharpe has split his forces into two. He will lead one group and head towards the left entranceway, whilst Pyecroft will command the second and move to the right entranceway. Turn 1 begins with McDonald charging immediately to the nearest zombie. Feeling cocky from his previous encounters, he misjudges this revenant and takes quite a beating in return. Peach, seeing McDonald's plight, charges in and even with his wounded arm, manages to strike down the fell creature. Obviously, McDonald weakened it for Peach. Harper draws his sword and joins the fray, attacking the zombie by the cart. Even with Harper's skill, he struggles to land many hits. Sharpe helps out his beleaguered sergeant, but still fails to kill the beast. Another zombie smelling fresh meat heads towards Sharpe and causes some minor damage. Sharpe retaliates, and though most of its head is missing, it continues to hang on. The zombie attacking Harper scratches at the burly sergeant, but is smashed to the floor, its head turned into jam. The rabid dogs by the door growl and race towards Sharpe and Harper, slobbering for fresh and juicy meat. And the zombies by the other entranceway slowly shamble towards Pyecroft's position. Hagman repositions for a clearer shot and takes down one of the dogs racing towards Sharpe. Gunther heads towards the fence and fixes his bayonet. Pyecroft follows up in support, sword drawn. Whilst Harris also moves up and takes out the remaining dog. Sharpe's group advances towards the left entranceway, but meets stiffer resistance than expected. A few minor injuries were sustained, however, McDonald took more of a beating than he expected. Hagman and Harris, as always, support Sharpe with well-aimed kill shots, whilst Pyecroft and Gunther move to engage the second group of zombies. Gunther opens turn 2 by moving and firing at the second group of zombies. Even though they're all bunched together, Gunther still misses. Pyecroft unleashes a small bundle of explosives, very similar to the effects of a blunderbuss. It causes a fair amount of damage on the zombies heading his way. Both Hagman and Harris reload and move to the fence. The remaining zombie by the cart claws at Sharpe, but to no avail, while Sharpe responds by removing what remains of the zombie's head. The second group of zombies continue their slow shuffle towards Pyecroft and Gunther. Sharpe orders Harper and the lads to head towards the nearest entrance, whilst he heads off to support Pyecroft. You need a hand, Pyecroft.
Making light of a tricky situation, eh? Now that's soldiering.
Obeying Sharpe's orders, Harper, Peach and McDonald make their way to the nearest entrance. At the end of turn 2, all the monsters have been cleared by the left entranceway. Most of Sharpe's group head towards that position, ready to meet up inside. Sharpe, however, moves over to support Pyecroft and the others as the last group of zombies moves towards them. Not really known for his aggression, Pyecroft charges headlong into the nearest zombie, slashing with hook and sword, causing some damage, but Pyecroft also receives a few scratches too. Gunther, mesmerised by Pyecroft's lack of caution, runs in to help, causing some damage to his quarry. Harris also runs in to assist Pyecroft and swiftly dispatches the rotting Frenchman. Hagman, feeling somewhat left out, joins in on the brawl but fails to land a blow. The zombie, however, takes a huge chunk out of Hagman's neck. The zombie fighting Gunther deals some serious damage to the Brunswicker, but in return, Gunther smashes the zombie's brains out. The zombie gnawing away at Hagman's neck wounds him enough that the poacher from Cheshire loses consciousness. Bastard. Hagman is going to need a lot of best brown paper and paraffin oil for that wound. You're going to pay for that, you French bastard. Harper leads Peachy and McDonald to the doorway and enters it, ready to face the horrors within. How will Mr. Sharpe know where to find us, Sergeant Harper? Should the door be glowing green, Sergeant Harper? Harper looks at McDonald.
Just get in, you whinging bugger.
Sharpe swiftly moves in and avenges Hagman. Bloody hell, I'm sure these were tougher than the last ones.
Here, Sharpe, spread these explosives amongst your men, just in case I somehow lose my other hand.
Right you are, Pyecroft. Come on, you buggers, load up and let's go kill a wolf. Meeting heavier resistance than expected by the right-hand entranceway, Sharpe's unit has taken quite the beating. Let's hope that was the worst of it. Harper, Peach and McDonald enter the lair from the left. They now form a new group. While Sharpe and the other members of the unit enter the lair from the right. Hagman nurses his neck and will live to fight again, albeit with a serious case of the jitters. What horrors will turn 4 reveal? There's the bastard. Time to die, Loup.
Look, the roast beefs. Looks like meat is back on the menu.
Pyecroft, get those explosives in place and let's blow this cursed place to hell.
The explosives I've passed on to you and the men have a 10-minute fuse, so once lit, we better make haste. You know what I'm like with fuses.
Come on, you buggers. Let's put this rabid dog out of his misery. At the centre of this old ruined caverned lair stands General Brigadier-Guy Loup, standing upon a mound of gnawed corpses. To his left and right are access grates. Loup can howl and call a limited amount of werewolf reinforcements to his aid. These will be the objectives the chosen men will need to blow up, as well as this old drainage vent. Once all the explosives are in place, any remaining chosen men will need to evacuate the area as quickly as possible. As is right and proper, turn 4 begins with Sharpe leading the way. Sharpe fires his rifle at the nearest werewolf, causing some serious damage with his silver shot. Gunther advances to Sharpe's position, performing a quick reload and opens fire on the howling beast, killing it. Harris moves up and takes a shot at the werewolf on the left access grate, delivering a fair chunk of damage on it. Pyecroft moves up to the drainage vent and then places a fused explosive upon it. With a howl of rage, the werewolf hit by Harris leaps forwards and charges Sharpe. The beast misses, but so does Sharpe. The werewolf on the right side races towards Gunther, hunger burning in its eyes. Loup howls a blood-curdling howl. 2 more werewolves will soon arrive. Oh, Peach focuses on the job at hand, takes aim and shoots, but his wounded and weak arm causes him to unfortunately miss. Harper advances, but waits to use his volley gun for a more clustered group. The badly wounded McDonald moves up to support Harper. Having entered the lair, Sharpe and his men quickly spring into action. One werewolf is dispatched by the combined efforts of both Sharpe and Gunther, whilst Harris badly wounds a second. Pyecroft lays the first of 3 charges, and then Harper's group moves into position, but don't really make much impact this turn. Turn 5 begins with Sharpe kicking a werewolf hard in the nuts, killing it. That's one mean kick Sharpe has.
Take that, you bugger.
Gunther reloads and shoots at the werewolf just ahead, badly wounding it. Harris then charges it and finishes it off. All the while, Pyecroft sneaks ahead ready to plant the next explosive. Unfortunately for Pyecroft, sneaking isn't easily done around werewolves, and he is charged by the clawed fiend. Nothing spectacular happens during this fight, just a lot of noise. This werewolf reinforcement leaps towards the sweet, sweet smell of Rifleman Harris. Loup then howls yet again to bring 2 more beasts into the fight. Rifleman Peach shouts at his feeble arm, reloads, and tries again. Come on, you stupid thing. Just work, will ya? This time he hits his mark, badly wounding the beast ahead. McDonald, brave as always, senses the beast is weak and charges headlong in.
Scotland forever, you bastards!
However, his attacks prove ineffectual. Harper, seeing more wolves appear from the howls of Loup, advances and decides to give Loup a taste of his volley gun. Alas though, he but merely scratches the field. Loup howls in rage. Ah, with 2 more werewolves taken down this turn, Sharpe and his men seem to be gaining the upper hand. Harper tries his luck and attempts to kill Loup, but for once his volley gun fails him. Peachy actually hits something with his rifle too. I feel his luck may be changing. However, more werewolves answer their master's call. Moving to turn 6, Gunther charges the beast hassling Pyecroft. Gunther successfully wounds the beast, but is torn to pieces for his efforts. Why oh why do my Brunswickers keep dying? I spent ages converting these buggers. Pyecroft slices with his sword at the beast and avenges Gunther's death.
My spaniel's more frightening.
Harris reloads and shoots at the most recent arrival, badly injuring that one too. Combining their efforts, Sharpe charges in and takes down the beast Harris has just wounded. As Sharpe nears Loup's position, with a howl of rage and anger, Loup transforms into the beast that bested Sharpe in their last encounter.
Sharpe is mine. Kill the rest.
Good luck with that, you mangy dog. Ah-ooh! And other such noises. With yet another howl, the last reinforcement of Loup arrives, whilst the previous one races towards the chosen men. McDonald gathers his strength and tries to wound the beast in front of him, but alas, he misses. But so does the werewolf. Harper, seeing the Scotsman bleeding out and tiring, joins in to help, brutally injuring the beast. Peachy gathers his courage and joins in on the brawl, ending its miserable life. Well done, Peach. Though Sharpe and his men have killed a number of werewolves, there are still a few left to cause the unit some trouble. We sadly saw the demise of Gunther von Gunther. Rest his soul. Loup transforms into the nightmare beast that previously bested Sharpe, but who will emerge the victor today? And surprisingly to me, and maybe to you too, Peach has so far taken down a fair few baddies, though to be fair, most of the hard work was done by others. Moving into turn 7, Sharpe quickly places a fused explosive by the left-hand access grate, then advances towards Loup with a smirk on his face. Harris reloads and attempts to take a pot shot at Loup, but somehow misses. Pyecroft initially begins making his way to the last objective, but diverts to assist the chosen men. Will this be a tactical decision or a massive blunder? In the monster phase, the werewolf strikes back at Pyecroft, dealing a few hits. Pyecroft retaliates by sending the creature to hell. Unfortunately, Pyecroft is too preoccupied to notice a second creep up behind him. It takes out Pyecroft with one sweep of its claws.
Well, at least I still have my good arm.
Loup then leaps down and attacks Sharpe, tearing his beloved green jacket A great duel ensues, but few hits find their mark. Harper charges into the werewolf looming over the injured Pyecroft, but fails to hurt the beast. McDonald gathers his strength and attacks the remaining werewolf. Though his cuts are deep, they fail to kill it. In return, the beast tears an arm off McDonald.
If you think that'll stop me, your mangy fur bag, you're wrong.
Knowing time is running out, Peach opts to make the choice to place the explosives on the final grate, as opposed to helping his buddies out.
They call that one bitches, no? Then I shall enjoy him with a side of creme.
Turn 7 saw all the explosives put in place. Though badly wounded and drifting in and out of consciousness, Pyecroft still manages to set the charges, and helped by the one-armed McDonald, make their way out to safety.
My God, McDonald, you've lost your arm. My God, sir. So I have.
Harper continues to grapple with the last werewolf, whereas Peachy and Harris remain on standby, ready to assist Sharpe should he need them. Peach charges in to assist Harper, but fails to land a single blow. Whilst the werewolf is distracted, Harper guts the beast from groin to jaw.
He's dead, Harper. Stop hitting him. He's dead. He's already dead.
Loup tears again at Sharpe. Though a few blows land, all he achieves is tearing more at Sharpe's clothes, revealing a sweaty and muscular torso similar to those found on the covers of a Danielle Steele novel. Harris charges in to assist his major and manages to slice a chunk off Loup. With shouts of, "No, Harris, the bugger's mine!" Sharpe thrusts his silver-coated sword deep into the heart of Loup. Gurgling his last breath, Loup falls to the floor dead.
The silver, it burns!
Then, as if on cue, the grates all begin to explode. Sharpe and his lads need to get out real quick.
I see you in hell, you bastard. Now get out of here, you buggers. Get out!
As Sharpe begins to leave and the lair begins to crumble and collapse, a fiery glow appears upon the door in front of them. And then a voice rings out that sends shivers across Sharpe's very soul.
You can't kill me, Sharpe, for I cannot die.
Here's 40 shillings on the drum.